up, guys? It's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Today we're going to be reacting to the Barcelona news. Over the past 48 hours, we have some huge and important news to discuss. I'm a bit under the weather. You can probably tell by the sound that my nose is quite stuffy, so I'll be breathing a lot through my mouth here. So bear with me, please. If I sound nasally and my nose makes some popping sounds, you know, I do apologize. I am on my last limbs here, but I think this video is very, very important to make because there's a lot of big topics that we have to discuss. Firstly, in regards to summer signings, pivot movements are being made. Xavi's made it very clear that he wants either Zubimendi or Kimmich to be that top-level pivot signing this summer. And Barcelona, in terms of the hierarchy, Deco and Enric Massive, Joan Laporta, Rafael Uste, are still yet to make that decision. But again, it's quite clear it will either be Zubimendi or Kimmich. We'll talk about that. Also, on big developments on the signing of Nico Williams, very, very positive. And also, lots of drama and lots of things heating up in regards to the saga involving Xavi Simons, where again, a loan operation is likely because it has been confirmed now that he will not be returning to PSG this summer. Barcelona and Xavi Simons wants the loan to Football Club Barcelona. Now, in the event that Barcelona do need a sale this summer, Deco is considering selling either Araujo or Raphinha as that big summer sale. We'll talk about that. We have a lot of future updates on contract renewals as well of Casado, Dani Rodriguez, and Cubarsi has officially renewed his contract as well. We have the updates around that, providing you guys with the details. Big updates as well on the future of Sergino Dest. Positive pros and cons in regards to that, but overall I would say a pros. We'll talk about that. Big updates around BarcaOne. Third kit images for the third kit next season have been looking absolutely dreadfully. I will show you guys those official images. Be scared about that. And finally, we do have a big update on the future of Vitor Roque as well, where as things currently stand, Xavi does not see Vitor Roque being good enough to start in the team, and also not good enough to be a backup in the team as well. Before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below. Let's try to get to 200 likes this video. Be very much appreciated. Also, if you're new, make sure you subscribe down below if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Let's start off with the transfer news over the past 48 hours. Now, firstly, we have an update, of course, on the main target, the #1 priority for Barcelona this summer, and that is, of course, the signing of a top pivot. We've signed a pivot over the past 72 hours with Rodriguez, but we still need a top pivot to come into the squad this summer. Now, Fernando Polo from Deportivo has come out saying that Joao, Kimmich, or Martín Zubimendi is the big decision Barcelona have to make in case they are able to make such a signing. There are two pivots that Xavi likes the most, and Barcelona are already moving to see if they can sign one of them. So these are Xavi's two main picks. If either one of them is signed, Xavi himself should be satisfied. Of course, everyone's pick from these two, and I would say maybe the majority of everyone's pick in general, is Martín Zubimendi. Fernando Polo from Deportivo came out saying that Barcelona's recent meeting with Martín Zubimendi's agent Iñaki Ibañez was pre-planned and the player's willingness to join Barcelona was probed, knowing that for this he will have to wait to know if Barcelona will have the necessary FFP margin to sign him, probably around the beginning of June, I would say. From Real Sociedad, they said that if Zubimendi has to leave, the club will have to pay his 60 million release clause in full. No payment facilities will be provided. La Real's financial situation are healthier and they don't need to sell, but they rather prioritize keeping their best players. Do not blame Real Sociedad whatsoever. They're not gonna negotiate. They're not gonna budge. 60 million release clause paid in full in our hands, or else he ain't moving. I completely understand that from them. We don't have any beef with Real Sociedad, so to speak. I mean, based on what occurs from back in the day, that was pretty much it. But look, I just hope we can. There is no other pivot that's getting me moving like Zubimendi is. Now, on the contrary, there have been reports also suggesting that Joao Kimmich will be available for around 30 million euros, which again is on paper half the price. Would I rather have Kimmich or Zubimendi? Zubimendi without a shadow of a doubt. I would take him with my eyes closed. Kimmich for 30 million, Zubimendi for 60. I would still go Zubimendi for 60. I just think it is plain obvious exactly what we need. Now with Kimmich, if he does come in, let's say hypothetically, I know everyone is saying he's not a pivot, he can't defend, he's gonna flop. I totally agree. But if he joins, I will back him. If that's what Xavi wants, if Xavi's saying he's gonna be the next best thing to slice bread, give Xavi the keys and see if he can drive the ship or not. That's what I would say. So I would firstly, of course, go try my best to get Zubimendi, whatever the case, find the money, whatever. If we can't end up doing it, Joao Kimmich as a plan B, it is what it is. I'd rather spend 30 million on Kimmich than 70 million on Amadou Onana. Of course, Onana is better. I would take, just take away the price tag. I'd rather have Amadou Onana than Joao Kimmich 100%. But including the price tag in that, I'll go for Kimmich in that case, especially with Xavi being so adamant about him. But again, with Zubimendi, there have been some meetings. We have kind of shown the interest in that. We're going to wait for FFP. Then we'll see you very, very soon. With Zubimendi, what we're hearing is that, look, he's cool to stay at Real Sociedad. He's cool to go to Barcelona. He's very happy in this lingo per se. I don't think he's going to push for a move from Real Sociedad completely, because of course it's his boyhood club. If they find an agreement, cool. He'll end up leaving, and that's what the signal that Barcelona have been receiving. So wait and see how things turn out. I'm fairly happy that, at least the main two top level pivots are top level players. Whether Kimmich is a top level pivot or not, up for debate, but you cannot deny the fact that Joao Kimmich is a top level player. So in that case, there's somewhat of a clarity for me, in my opinion. So we'll wait and see how things turn out. We'll see how things progress over the next few weeks as we are edging closer to the summer transfer window opening. Now, as things currently stand, the player who is the closest to joining Barcelona is Xavi Simons, and this operation is taking so many twists and turns, but yet again is still pointing in a positive direction towards Barcelona. Now, firstly, RMC Sports for Messinho Hawkins, who is, top source in France, especially around PSG. I think he's one of the first to break that back in January, that Mbappe was not going to be staying at PSG. He's going to be going to Real Madrid. He came out saying that Xavi Simons will not return to PSG this summer. The player is not very motivated by the idea of continuing at PSG. PSG and RB Leipzig will negotiate a final transfer fee to see if he will play or stay in the Bundesliga. Other Premier League clubs are also interested in Simons. So again, whether they will sell or not is still a question in the end. L'Equipe came out saying that PSG have no plans to sell Xavi Simons permanently. If there is a transfer before January 2025, the money will go to PSV. Now, if you don't know Xavi Simons' career path, let me tell it to you right now. So, of course, started off at Barcelona. He then moved to PSG on a free transfer. And then he was sold to PSV. And when he was sold to PSV, PSG had a buyback option. He had an unreal breakout, sensational season with PSG. PSG then bought him back, and then they loaned him out to RB Leipzig because right in the current squad there wasn't. They didn't think he would get enough game time at the beginning of the season. Of course, maybe in retrospect and hindsight, they would have kept him. So apparently, with the since PSG used their buyback option to buy Xavi Simons back from PSV do have a percentage of a future sale, and that's why PSG are reluctant to sell Xavi Simons per se, and this is why a transfer for this summer anyways is not the desired formula. So apparently Xavi Simons, I don't know why he even went back to PSG. I don't know if he was kind of forced to because the PSG had a buyback option. I think I remember specifically back to that summer, Xavi Simons had to approve that deal as well in order to, for the PSG buyback option to go through. Anyways, nonetheless, PSV do have a lot of money to be earned here if Xavi Simons is sold this summer, and that's why that's one of the main reasons why PSG do not want to sell him this summer. Now, Fernando Martinez from Deportivo came out saying that PSG will have to accept a loan instead of a transfer for Xavi Simons, and they are also obligated to accept the destination of the choice of the player as written in his contract. Barcelona valued this option positively, given that they would only have to cover his salary, and Xavi Simons wants the move to Barcelona. Following this, we got the news from Fabrizio Romano. He's come out saying that Barcelona are pushing for Xavi Simons, who wants to decide his future with PSG before the Euros. PSG do not want to sell him now. A loan is the most likely option. Leipzig, who cannot afford a permanent deal, and English clubs are also keen. So you pretty much confirmed exactly what Fabrizio Hawkins said, that an exit is most likely, but not a transfer, because PSG will not get that much money with PSV having a percent of future sale or whatever the case may be. Following the Fabrizio Romano tweet, RMC Sport again, Fabrizio Hawkins came out again saying that Xavi Simons will 100% not play for PSG next season. That is certain. Several options right now are being discussed. So how he leaves, where he goes to, is up in the air, but apparently what's clear right now is that he will not continue at PSG, which I think is crazy, because we heard back in January, February, when Mbappe was leaving, Xavi Simons is going to be the new face of the PSG project. He's so excited to come back. Mbappe left. He, of course, announced his departure, I think, actually yesterday. And now Xavi Simons is not too keen. I don't know what's happened with him, but you know what? I will absolutely take it. And finally, later on the day, yesterday, Fabrizio Romano came out saying that Barcelona will try to bring in Xavi Simons on loan. Everyone at the club loves the player and believes he would be a fantastic signing, and the player will have a say in where he wants to go. Imagine this. We all know what our main targets are, right? Pivot, left wing. The rest is just extra, just bonus. Xavi Simons wants to decide his future before the Euros. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the Euros kicks off June 14th, June 10th. So let's just say hypothetically in a month. You're telling me by the beginning of January, Barcelona could sign Xavi Simons on loan, already have signed Guido Rodriguez, and could be, probably, hopefully, will be back in the 1-1 rule by then. What a sensational start, and the summer window isn't even open yet. Look, I've had it. So what I've been saying a lot about Xavi Simons is I think he's a great player. I would take him. I think he'd be a fantastic signing for the interior position. But what is the long-term / even medium-term plan with him? We can't just bring him in for one season, develop him, make him better, hopefully anyways, send him back to PSG. Of course, PSG, direct rival. We had a lot of problems with them in the transfer market since 2017. You know who started that. Then I've seen some opinions come out from other, Barca fans, and someone, I forget who mentioned it on Twitter, said that a loan is a win-win regardless, because if he does come on loan, if he does, do on loan for another year, he'll have 1 year less on his deal, so he'll be cheaper next summer than he would be this summer anyways, because of course the length of the contract will be decreasing, and also he'll be with the team, he'll get integrated, blah blah blah. I kind of see that point, but PSG will make our life a living hell to try and buy him, especially if he explodes. Let's say he comes in, earns his place in the starting lineup, benches Pedri, Gavi, and Diallo, and Gundogan. He's the main star. He's got Xavi on the back of his shirt. Give him number 6, and everyone's going bananas. Let's say, 1% chance that happens. But that happens. PSG know we're going to end up buying him now. What? Also, next summer, elections will be happening. So Joao Laporta has to have a damn near perfect summer transfer window as well next year, where he wants to plan to bring, of course, a big name player to help boost his campaign in the elections. So that's going to be a big factor as well. So I'm not quite too sure on that. But if you're focusing on now, I think this overall would be a good option, especially with the fact that we need an interior, but not need it enough for it to be a top priority like a left wing and a DM. But to get that deal over the line quickly, a loan deal as well, so it costs you nothing. You just cover his salary. The player fits the mold like absolute pure perfection. I say go do it. You get Xavi Simons on loan. You have Guido Rodriguez. You've already reinforced your midfield pretty well. You get that pivot left wing. Anything after that, it's just a bonus. So we'll wait and see how things turn out. The fact that this can be resolved, of course, before the Euros is another big boost as well for Barcelona summer planning as well. So we'll see how things turn out. But what's clear at the moment, I would say, is that he will not be at PSG next season. Where he will be after that, where he will be this summer, who knows? Apparently he wants to move. Barcelona like him, and of course during this loan, in his contract formula, he has a big say on where he goes out on loan. If he chooses Barcelona, this could be a walk in the park operation. Now, the biggest and most positive news over the past 48 hours, in my opinion, is the news around our left wing target, our left wing priority in Nico Williams. Now, firstly, Gabriel Sanz from Deportivo came out saying that Nico Williams would cost Barcelona actually more than 50 million euros. His release cost is closer to 60 million euros, so the figure is higher than initially thought. Bloody hell, am I surprised? Absolutely not. But, to be honest, 60 million is still worth it. So, 60 million for Nico, 60 million for Zubimendi, 120 million. Perfect summer. Of course, last summer, we spent 3.5 net. The summer before that, we spent 220. A little bit of a medium ground. There you go, 130, right in the middle. Perfect summer. Now, the big news came in from Tony Juan Martí, who I have beef with, but I still respect and still think he's one of the best journalists in Barcelona. He's come out saying that Barcelona are moving firmly for Nico Williams after signing a pivot. The first investment in case of having FFP space will be the Athletic Club winger. Barcelona are clear that the experience on the left wing and Nico's price, a bit more than 50 million euros, is considered more than decent. So that he confirms what Gabriel Sanz said from Mundo Deportivo. Nico generates the most consensus at Barcelona: profile, age, price, language, and knowing the league, and Xavi considers him a differential player as well. The relationship between Barcelona and Nico's entourage is fluid, and there is optimism at the club. Although he is happy at Athletic Club, he would like to grow as a player, and he would be excited to join Barcelona. Do not get me gassed up. Do not get me gassed up. Look. Of course, pivot first. If you told me to sign only one Zubimendi or Nico Williams, I'm taking Zubimendi every single freaking day of the week. But if we can do both, Lord have mercy. Hear me out. Martín Zubimendi, Nico Williams, Xavi Simons. That's a perfect summer right there. That is a 10 out of 10 summer acquisition, of course. Keeping what you have and player exits will determine the rest. In terms of just the signing portion of the summer, that is 10 out of 10, pure and utter perfection. You get a loan from an interior quality player. You get your number one left wing target, your number one pivot target, all for the small price of 120 million euros. I mean, that's how much we paid for Antoine Griezmann. That's how much we paid for Dembele and Coutinho. You can spend that to get a 10 out of 10 perfect summer. And I have to highlight again, Madrid are getting Mbappe, so they're going to be getting stronger. I think, Galactico stuff, there might be some clashes, maybe first season, but then after that they might click. We have to have not a good squad, but a balanced squad. Because I think next season with Mbappe coming in, Real Madrid will have a good squad. They'll probably have the best squad in the world on paper. But will it be balanced? Can Carlo Ancelotti find the perfect, system and style to fit everyone in and make everyone happy as well? That will take some time. But on paper, they're going to be great. There's going to be big expectations from them. The only way we can compete, because we can't go out there and just get, Hollands and Bernardo Silvas and Musialas and, Foden's. We can't do that. All we can do is build a proper, balanced team filled with competitors and good players and go for it. And this is going to be one of those steps in that direction. Now, very quickly, on the left-hand side, we have been linked with another left winger, and it is Pepe of Porto, not the center back, but the winger. Fernando Polo from Deportivo came out saying that Pepe is another player on Deco's list to reinforce the left wing position. He's a cheaper alternative, valued at around 25 million euros, according to the transfer market. Portuguese, I've seen Pepe, of course, we played Porto twice in the Champions League. He was actually alright in those two games, but I haven't seen him post that or after that. I don't know if he's good or not, but hopefully we don't cross that bridge, but if we do cross it, we'll talk about it then if we get there. But keep your eyes on that. Also, more winger updates. Messinho, sad time. We're going to lose out on him. He's probably going to be going to Chelsea. I'm hearing that Bayern Munich as well are showing strong interest. Joaquin Pereira from Sport came out saying that complex financial situation of the club and having Lamine Yamal in the same position are the two arguments used by Deco, the sporting sector, and the hierarchy of Barcelona for never making a proper move for Xavi Willian Messinho, although his agent Andre Curry had kept them informed at all times. Barcelona never entered the scene. If we didn't have Lamine Yamal, I would be fuming about this, but makes sense. I said, what did I say back in November, December time? If he can play on the left, I would, go for him over Nico Williams. I think he is that good, that quality. So again, we can afford him. Again, we're spending 60 million on Nico to, get his buyout clause from Athletic Club. We are more than capable enough of spending 30 fixed plus 30 in variables to Palmeiras for Xavi Willian, 100%. But again, the profile is just not what we need now. Maybe in the future we'll see him come to Barcelona, but it looks like he's off to either Chelsea or Bayern Munich as he currently stands. So we'll see how he progresses in his future there, but it'll not be at Barcelona, unfortunately. So we'll wait and see, man. I'm getting a bit too gassed up because, again, this is what the club do. They hype you up in May, June, then July, August, nothing happens. Everything happens on August 31st. So I'm not going to get too ahead of myself, but again, everyone seems to be in agreement. The Barcelona fans, the coaching staff, the hierarchy, everyone seems to be, in sync. Zubimendi, Nico, bringing in an interior, Xavi Simons on loan would be good, or maybe a Dani Olmo if you have the extra cash, which we probably don't, or Bernardo Silva if you have the extra cash, which we probably don't. Keep your core players, of course, your Araujos, your Dion's, your Pedis, your Gavis, get all the renewals sorted. You cannot ask for a better summer. So wait to see how things turn out in regards to Nico Williams. But again, Barcelona are keeping tabs on him. They're keeping in contact with his entourage as well. Everything's all good in the event Barcelona can make a move for him. Now, I mentioned earlier that before the Euro start, we could have hopefully a Xavi Simons loan deal done, a Guido Rodriguez, of course, transfer done, and Barcelona returning back to the 1-1 rule as well. Hopefully, in that package as well, we can sort out the future of the two Joaos. We do have an update coming in from Fernando Polo from Deportivo, and he's come out saying that Barcelona would welcome the continuity of both Joao Cancelo and Joao Felix next season as long as they get favorable conditions to prolong their stays as happened last year. The club will not do crazy things to keep them. Both players want to stay. With Casado, of course, this makes sense, but with Felix, man, I don't know. Is there even a point in keeping him? Unless you're going to sell Ferran Torres, you're going to have way too much of an overbooking in the front line. Unless you plan to have Joao Felix provide coverage and competition for Lewandowski, have, Ferran and hopefully Nico on the left, Lamine Yamal, Raphinha on the right, then Joao Felix, Lewandowski in the middle, then loan out Roque or whatever the case may be with him, which I think is stupid. I'd rather have Mark Guiu as a backup option than Joao Felix as a pure number 9. Joao Felix is not that by any means of the imagination. Bit of an interesting one in regards to Felix, but with Cancelo, of course, it makes sense in my opinion, and I love the statement as well. We're gonna get the best. If we get a good deal, we'll do it. If not, no harm, no foul, and that is the right mentality. Now, we do have some links in regards to the positions as well. Firstly, at right back, we have been linked with Juanlu of Sevilla. According to Gabriel Sanz Deportivo, Barcelona have been offered the opportunity to sign Sevilla right back Juanlu. However, after studying him for some time, the club have decided to rule him out. Remember, he played us like in the beginning of the season at the Montjuic when we won 1-0 when Guayu scored. I think he had a good game in that game, but apart from that, I never really heard of him since, and it is what it is. I've already said on Julian Araujo, very, very happy with him. Also, in regards to Joao Felix, there is an update on his position. Fernando Polo came out saying that as of right now, Joao Felix is ahead of Ansu Fati at Barcelona. What? Oh man, come on, cuz. I think I might have to cash out on these Ansu Fati stocks, man. I would rather have Ansu Fati on the left, mainly because yes, he's in La Masia. Yes, I have stocks in him. Yes, I'm being biased, absolutely, but it makes more sense. I'd rather keep Ansu Fati for free because you know he's our player than even try and sit down and negotiate with Atletico Madrid in general. So I don't know, but the fact that they say that, you know, is ahead of Ansu Fati, I think that still means that Ansu Fati could be in consideration of staying on the left-hand side next season. Imagine Ansu Fati and Nico competing there on the left-hand side. That would be fantastic. Ferran, chuck him anywhere else, I would say. But we'll wait and see what happens on the two Joaos. Again, the most important thing is that Barcelona will not, you know, go over the top with them. If they get a good deal, cool. If not, they're happy to let them go. But with Cancelo, hopefully there is a bit more of an incentive. Let's discuss some players that have been rumored to leave Barcelona over the past 48 hours. First up, we have an update on the possible big sale for Deco. Now, TV3 have come out saying that if in the event this summer that Deco needs to make a big sale, Araujo and Raphinha are the two players with the highest possibilities of leaving the club this summer. With Raphinha, it makes sense. Like we already talked about, I told you guys in 2 videos ago my opinion on that. If you want to go check that out, make sure you go check that out. I think it was actually in the last video, not 2 videos ago. With Araujo, if he does not renew, of course that makes sense. We'll wait and see what happens in regards to his renewal. But if he does not want to renew, of course you have to sell him. 80 million, 90 million, 100 million, whatever you can get for him this summer. And hopefully we can reinvest that into the squad. But let's say, for example, they both, you know, want to stay and Araujo ends up renewing. Or if he renews, then obviously not. But I don't know, it's a very, very interesting choice. And I think, again, it's the right choice. These would be, I would say, the first two names. While Raphinha would be the first name on the table for me for a big sale if we need it, alongside Christensen, I would say as well, because again he came for free, so that's just pure profit and pure income for financial fair play. With Araujo, of course, I would love to keep him alongside Frankie as well. So you know, with Deco being a former agent of Raphinha, you know, this is a interesting sight to see. So keep your eyes on it. Let's see how things develop. Of course, this doesn't mean they're on the market. It doesn't mean that Deco wants to get rid of them whatsoever. Just in the event that if Barcelona do need to make a big sale to either reinvest in the squad or register current players, whatever the case may be, these are the two names that are high on Deco's list. Now, your player's exit that is almost pretty much guaranteed at this point is, of course, the departure of Oriol Romeu. Fernando Polo from Deportivo came out saying the idea is that Oriol Romeu leaves Barcelona and returns to Girona in the summer. This is the wish of the player himself and also the Girona coach Michel and their sporting director. How this I think 99%, I think Romeu is going back to Girona. Same city, you know, back to his old club, all that sort of stuff. How, though, is the question. Will they give us any money? Are we going to let him go for free? Will we include him in an operation? Will Eric Garcia maybe be involved? Alex Garcia, you know, Savio, Juan Couto, I don't know. But the way he leaves will be the question mark for me. I hope that we do sell him, even get $1 million or $2 million from him. You know, I'll tell the Girona, look, we gave you 3.5 from last summer, give us 2. Consider, you know, 1.5 million loan fee or something like that, but we'll wait and see. Also, Tony Juan Martin came out saying that Oriol Romeu will leave Barcelona after the signing, of course, of Guido Rodriguez. He's got no chance whatsoever. Absolute flop. But you know what? In our memories, we will always remember that 1 month of preseason Romeu. Now, your report that came out that honestly my heart sunk in pure and utter disappointment has been the news about Sergino Dest over the past 24 hours. Of course, a player returning from loan with an ACL injury this summer. Now, first reports came in from the Netherlands, from the PSV, you know, journalism space, saying that PSV Eindhoven have decided to not execute the buy option for Sergino Dest. As things stand, they could look to sign him in early 2025, provided that his recovery goes well. Dest will be out of contract with Barcelona in June of 2025. Of course, Dest this summer is entering the final year of his contract, and this was confirmed by Fabrizio Romano, saying that PSV Eindhoven will not trigger the buy option clause for Sergino Dest due to his ACL injury. He will return to Barcelona in June to work on his recovery. I saw that, I thought he's gonna stay for a whole season next year. He will not play, and then he's gonna go for free. And we've just missed out on big opportunity to sell him, especially even last summer with his loan from AC Milan. I'm thinking, oh my god, we spent 25 million on him. He had a mess first season, crap second season. We've loaned him twice. He's been out for an ACL for a year. I was so good, and that 10 million would have been so nice. But then we got a lifeline. Reports came in from, of course, the PSV coach. Firstly, quotes in his press conference following this news, saying that he was asked about Sergio Dest, of course. He said, look, we're not going to be triggering the buy option clause. I still hope he stays. Not triggering that buy option does not mean that the possibility is gone. I will definitely keep in touch with him. And following this, reports came out saying that PSV are preparing an offer for Sergino Dest, which would be lower than the buy option that they have on him. Negotiations are not over yet, despite early reports suggesting that, of course, the report being from him. So apparently PSV still want to sign him. They still want to sign him this summer. They still want to keep him, just not for the 10 million euro buy option. And I completely understand, but Barcelona should not budge on that price. We better sell him for at least, I would say, 10 million euro package. I would break that up. 5 million fees, so you take the risk on him. We're also taking a 5 million hit as well. He comes back, plays, win trophies, give us that 5 million back. As long as we structure the deal where we get that 10 million buy option, I'll be perfectly fine. I don't know if Barcelona will do that. I think at this point they're just desperate to get rid of him, which I completely understand. But even, 3 million fixed plus 7 million variables, because again, ACL injury is going to come back. They're going to pay money for him. You won't even play for them until 2025. So again, I think both sides here are taking a risk, maybe a bit more on the PSV side, but they kind of want to give, continuity and, backing and confidence and motivation to the player that, helped them a lot during this season. And Barcelona, of course, want to get rid of him and want some money by all means necessary. So hopefully we can get some sort of money for him. I wouldn't be surprised if Barcelona load him back and they had a mandatory option to buy if he comes back well from his ACL injury or something like that. But hopefully we can strike a deal with PSV, not only to get rid of Dest, we don't have to worry about him during the summer and have to send resources and help him recover from his ACL injury, but also get him off the wage bill, off financial fair play, and hopefully getting in some sort of income from a transfer fee point of view as well. Now, a player's future at the moment that I would say that no one in the world has any idea what's going to happen with, including the player himself and probably including the Barcelona board and coaching staff, is the future of Vitor Roque. Now, AES has come out saying that several top clubs are closely monitoring the situation of Vitor Roque. Tottenham, United, and Chelsea are all paying close attention to his time at Barcelona. Now, Joaquim Pereira, who again, #1 source for Brazilian players and Brazilian media, Brazilian league, and Barcelona. He has not said a word this whole entire week on the whole entire Vitor Roque conundrum, Andre Correa's quote. He said nothing. And I've been saying on the channel, wait for Joaquim Pereira to say something. He's finally said something, and he said this: the management plan was never to bring in Vitor Roque just to see him play off the left, out of position. That's all he said. So again, to be fair, he's come on as a striker. Yes, he came on the left a little bit, but bloody hell, it's not like that deep, I would say. He's only came on the left wing. No, I think he played more at striker than he did at left wing. I would say it's probably a 70-30 split, but that's all he said. No update on his future or how he feels or anything like that. But Mateo Marito has come out saying that Xavi's point of view is clear, that Vitor Roque has to meet with the club to decide the best course of action for his future. The coach does not see him as a strong option to start or even be a backup option right now. The club is asking for a call from the player, and their plan is to find a solution at the end of the season. A lot of La Liga clubs would be delighted to sign him on loan this summer. Now, here's the first turning point. That Xavi thinks that Vitor Roque right now is not only not good enough to be a starter, but not good enough to be a backup option. Now, that does not mean that Xavi does not rate the player. It does not mean that Xavi thinks that he's shy. It does not mean that Xavi does not want him whatsoever. Remember. We have still yet to pay a single penny for Vitor Roque. Again, that first payment of 5 million will hit on July the 1st. We brought him in early at no extra cost. We had room for FFP with Gavi's injury. We couldn't bring in a midfielder. Let's bring in Vitor Roque early for free. Let him get integrated. Imagine if he came in July and all this happened. Oh, Vitor Roque hype, blah blah blah, all this stuff. Then we hit December. Xavi thinks then this report comes out. Xavi thinks he's not good enough to be a starter on the bench. Xavi's opinion is Xavi's opinion. Now, I know a lot of people are going to be saying, oh, Xavi was the one that wanted him, and Xavi never wanted him. That is BS. That is BS. Xavi was comparing him to Messi and Ronaldo back in the December press conferences. Oh, Vitor Roque is coming in. We're excited about him. He has the potential of, Messi and Ronaldo arc, all this stuff. There's no doubt that everyone in July 2023 agreed on the signing of Vitor Roque. The soon-to-come sporting director, Deco, the current director at the time, Mateo Alemán, the current negotiator at the time, Jordi Cruyff, Joan Laporta, Rafael Uste, Xavi, all gave the green light for the transfer. And I still believe firmly that he has potential, he has the talent, and the club fully believe that. They just don't think he's ready maybe for this current moment. So we'll wait and see how things develop. We'll wait and see on the meeting and how they decide the best course of action for his future. Again, Vitor Roque's entourage has made it very clear. It's either a transfer or he stays. Barcelona is saying, look, a loan is probably the best move for him. So wait and see how things progress and how things are decided. But looks like Vitor Roque's situation right now is still to this day unclear. Let's now discuss some contract renewal updates around La Masia. We have no first team renewal updates. There's been some reports about Sergio Dest's renewal being on track. Whoop-de-doo, but we do have some in-depth reports on La Masia, Barça Athletic, Juvenil A, cadet players, renewals. Firstly, on Marc Casado, Gabriel Sanz from Deportivo came out saying that Barcelona and Marc Casado are negotiating a long contract. His current contract ends in June, but Barcelona can extend it for another year. However, Barcelona have offered him a longer contract. The negotiations right now are ongoing, and whether it will be until 2027 or for even a longer period, conversations are on the right track and progressing at a good pace. Fabrizio Romano also confirmed this as well. I think what the club want to do is they think he's a really talented player. They'll probably renew his contract and then loan him out. If not, they might just let him go for free. We'll wait and see how things develop in that regard. Also, an update on another, very talented midfielder at Barcelona, and that is Dani Rodriguez. 2 months ago, I told you guys that Dani Rodriguez was going to leave. He was not going to renew his contract. Maybe Athletic Club wanted him or Real Sociedad. But now things have taken a little bit of a twist. Jordi Gil from Sport came out saying that Dani Rodriguez's current contract ends in June, and Barcelona intend to execute the option to extend it for 2 more years. Dani's priority is to hear what Barcelona have to offer him. If they assure him a place in Barça Athletic with a projection towards the first team, he could be clear and stay. Athletic Club and Real Sociedad are interested in him if he wants to leave. They assure him a preseason with the first team, any record with their B teams. His agent, Fidi Zahavi, will find a favorable solution for everyone. If Barcelona execute the 2-year extension, then the interested clubs will have to negotiate with Barcelona, who could let them leave with a repurchase option or some immediate benefits. So no matter what, Barcelona are going to execute the option to extend his contract unilaterally and automatically as well. Then his future will be decided. Barcelona maybe will make him an offer. Clubs may come in. He might want to leave, stuff like that. But the fact that Barcelona can renew his contract automatically without his say-so gives them power over his future. So wait and see how things develop in that regard. But if you didn't notice, over the past 48 hours, Barcelona have announced a renewal. And it is the renewal of, guess who? Cubarsi. The club officially announced it. They came out, Barcelona, saying that he has agreed to sign a deal until 2027 with a release clause of only 500 million euros. What happened to this 9-year contract with a 1 billion release clause? Everyone's losing their minds when this came out. I was also, a bit worried in that sense, like, why is this contract so short, blah, blah, blah. But then it all became clear afterwards. Alex Pentel from Belivo came out saying that Pau Cubarsi's contract renewal is only for 3 years because that is the maximum limit for a player under the age of 18. It has already been agreed that once he turns 18 next year, that his contract will be extended for 2 more years until 2029, as the release cost will jump from 500 million euros to 1 billion euros. So again, he has technically renewed for a longer period of time, 6-year deal, very similar and same structure to the renewal of Lamine Yamal, that once he turns 18, the automatic extension will kick in immediately, because right now, as an under 18 player, he cannot sign a longer deal than a 3-year professional contract. But Cubarsi has renewed. He has committed to the future of Barcelona. Of course, his salary will be increasing every year as he progresses. There's going to be, of course, maybe some sort of contingency plan in place for his progression as well. I do want to just drop this in very quickly. There have been reports coming in from Ivan San Antonio of Sport, who's very reliable, suggesting that Girona are interested in signing Pau Cubarsi on a loan deal this summer. Apparently, they might use Cancelo and Bernardo Silva with Man City, the Man City-Girona connection, to kind of give them a better deal there. And then in return, they kind of get Pau Cubarsi on a loan. There's no sale of Pau Cubarsi to Girona, just a loan. So keep your eyes on it. I doubt it will happen by any means necessary, but the interest is there, and with Man City having control of players that we want, and they want Cubarsi, stuff could align there. We'll wait and see. I highly doubt that, but the big renewal. Finally, we've been waiting for this for a long time. And following this renewal, Ronald from Deco came out saying that now the club will be focusing on the renewal of the following players after Cubarsi's renewal: Sergio Roberto, Araujo, De Jong, Gavi, Pedri, Hector Fort, and Marc Guiu. These 7 are the main 7 that the club want to resolve their futures at some point this summer. I would hopefully say at some point before June the 30th for all 7. This is why you work during the season. I don't know why they didn't, but you know what? The players want to wait till the end of the season. I understand that from their perspective, but we will wait and see. Again, we're hearing that Roberto's renewal is on track. Hector Fort and Guiu's renewals are on track. Pedri, apparently, I think from Mr. Mondo came out saying that the club are working on Pedri's renewal. He's very happy. Everything's going well there. With Gavi, De Jong, and Araujo, nothing really new, so to speak. So wait and see how things turn out, but these will be the primary targets for Barcelona in contract renewals from now until hopefully, I would say, June the 30th, but most likely on paper for the remainder of the summer. Let's now discuss some of the injury updates around the first team at Barcelona. We only have one injury update, but it's the monumentally huge one. It's on Gavi. Now, Javi Miguel has come out saying that Gavi has reached the halfway stage of his recovery. If there are no more setbacks, he is expected to return between October and November. Barcelona have already come to the terms that he will have to begin the next season. Barcelona have already come to terms that they will have to begin next season without Gavi. Till now, he has made progression without any setbacks and has been very good feelings, but still has a long way to go. Apart from his ACL, his meniscus also ruptured, which lengthens the recovery period as well. Barcelona are also very clear that once Gavi receives the medical green light, he will need at least a month to regain physical fitness, having been out for a year. The club's great challenge is to have Gavi fully capacity ready to go by January 2025. Now, I don't want to sit here and say I told you so, but I told you so. When he comes back, he needs at least, it could be longer. I wouldn't be surprised if it's longer, but at least a month of training with the first team, then a month of coming off the bench for 5 minutes, coming off the bench for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, half an hour at halftime, starts a game for an hour, then he can play a full game. So we're not going to have, well, of course, January 2025, January transfer window, the new signing is going to be Gavi. I cannot wait to see Gavi play for Barcelona again. I think having him at least by January fully fit, ready to go is important. That's going to be the important part of the season. Super Cup, Copa del Rey, Champions League, into the latter stages. La Liga races are going to be heated up as well. So as long as he's coming back, I'm going to be happy. But again, it's going to be bit longer. This is why the signing of Xavi Simons or any interior is so important to have during that first half of the season. Again, Pedri's on one leg as well with his injuries in his hamstring, so that's why you need to have someone coming in, and that's why Xavi Simons, especially on a loan, if it works out great, doesn't, whatever, fits the mold really well. Now, following more injury updates on Gavi, Javi Miguel from AS came out saying that Barcelona suspect that the poor management by the Spain's national team doctors deepened the severity of Gavi's injury. According to the club, on the fateful day against Georgia, first Gavi ruptured his anterior ligament, his ACL, but the doctor made him continue playing, which caused the meniscus to rupture as well. If Gavi had taken off the field after the first incident, only then would he have been out for around 9 months. He could have been available for preseason, but the rupture of the external, but the rupture also with the meniscus as well, causing him to be out for an extra 2 to 3 months. What could we, listen. I would say, like, it is what it is. Nothing can change that. Of course, Barcelona is a club from Spain, so no matter what, we need to have a good relationship with the RFEF, with the Spanish Federation, because they're pulling out players like Cubarsi and Lamine Yamal from Euros and Olympics. That's gonna come in handy as well. So we cannot, go and bash the Federation. But bloody hell, man! I mean, he wasn't even supposed to fucking play that game. Some dead friendly game. Dead love fun to you. Absolute ball fraud. Anyways. Now, there has been this very interesting quote coming out about Gavi. I don't know if you guys know this, but Guillem Balaguer is a very well-respected journalist in Spain, very close to Leo Messi. I think he was doing an interview where he talked about Messi's autobiography, speaking about Messi's stuff like that. And then he got onto the option of Barcelona. Of course, he's also a Barcelona journalist as well. And he was asked, who do you think would be a good captain for Barcelona? And he said this: they already have one, but he's injured, and it's Gavi. In fact, I was talking to Xavi about one time before getting injured. Xavi described the team as Gavi's team, and he said that Gavi was already the captain in the squad without the armband. Xavi remembered a story that when Gavi started playing more as a regular starter, logically trying to respect the hierarchy of the team, he saw 3 players who were not doing what they were being told to in-game, and he goes to Xavi at halftime and tells him, listen, these 3, they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing on the pitch, and Xavi told him, well, go tell them that. And I won't tell you the names of those players, of course, that Guillaume Balaguer had, but all three are great players. Gavi then went and absolutely schooled them and told them off. And from that moment on, everything changed in regards to Gavi's respect in the dressing room. This story makes me so sad because there is a chance that we will never see Gavi the way we saw him, of course, at the beginning of this season. There's a chance that Gavi might not come back the same player. Hopefully he comes back great. I pray God he even comes back better. But there is a chance he comes back worse. There's a chance that he doesn't come back the same player. What a talent, man. What a talent. I cannot wait to see him play and put on the stripes of Blaugrana. What a player. Not only on the pitch, but also off the pitch. Also his mentality as well is sensational. So hopefully he comes back fully fit, ready to go for January 2025. But do not expect him at the beginning of the season, let alone preseason as well. Let's discuss some of the news surrounding Barcelona over the past 48 hours. Firstly, the most bizarre news over the past 48 hours has been the news about the third kit. Now, we talked about the third kit a lot on the channel over recent months. In the last video, I showed you guys the official edited images of the third kit. But yesterday, Memorabilia on Twitter released the first official images of the third kit. What the fuck is that? This is nothing like the costume that we see. This is a dark white kit with a couple of light green splatters. What is this monstrosity? This is by far, I think, the worst kit, design-wise, that Nike have ever produced for Barcelona. I've seen some right stinkers. This is the worst. I'm still gonna buy it, but this is the worst. What is that? The Memorabilia on Twitter did mention that all the images weren't taken like in the correct lighting or something like that, so you didn't release the picture that you see here on the right hand side where you can see the lime green color more bright. Bloody hell, that still looks like shite. I wish I had the images here of the kits, but I think I deleted them. But just go look at my video from go look at my last upload on the channel. Skip to the end of the video. I look at the third kit. Lewandowski's wearing it in the edit. Looks all right. I gave it like a 7 out of 10. This is a straight 1. You could make an argument for a 0. Oh, listen, I buy the kits because you know what, collector's item. I'm stupid. I love the club. If you're on that same wavelength, by all means buy it. But please do not waste your money on this dreadful kit. If you have the doubts about it and you don't have the funds for it, do not waste your money on this kit. My God. We'll wait and see for the actual announcement, the actual release of it. Maybe it will look different then, but these images are nothing short of shocking. Some important news in regards to financial fair play. Mundo Deportivo have come out saying that Barcelona will know their margin to make signings in the summer during the first week of June. It is then that La Liga will inform all the clubs based on the documents that were sent, of course, at the end of April. So by first 10 days of June, that's when La Liga will announce and give every club in La Liga their documents for financial fair play, what margin they will have for the summer, which means that now, of course, we're Saturday, May 11th. We have about 20 more days left of May where we can't really make too much moves in the market because we have no idea where our fair play margin is going to be. But what did I say at the beginning of the video? Guido Rodriguez is already over the line. If we can get that Xavi Simons loan deal over the line by June the 1st, you have 10 days, wait for the margin to come out. Margin comes out on June the 10th, let's say. You know what you've got. You make the renewals that you can renew. You then go and make those signings. Again, the contingency plan and the structure for this summer transfer window is becoming more and more clear. Cheap, free, important deals now. Wait for the 1-1 rule to come back, hopefully with the Nike renewal, Barca division sale, and also financial fair play margin coming out. You make those renewals, make those summer signings. Bish bash bosh, there is your summer transfer plan free of charge. Now the final topic that I want to discuss before I end off this video is in regards to the Barcelona's new platform, BarcaOne, and how it's been doing in the first month of its launch. Mundo Deportivo came out saying that Barcelona's new platform, BarcaOne, has ended its first month with excellent results. It has accumulated more than 1.5 million views in the first 30 days and has already have more than 400,000 unique users. The application, according to the club, has been for 10 consecutive days #1 in downloads in the category of sports on Play Store locally, and it has been also 4 out of 5 star ratings. The ratings of users increased in Apple Store, reaching 4.9 out of 5 stars. The countries where the most followers are from America, Mexico, France. Currently, BarcaOne is available throughout Europe, in the USA, Mexico, Brazil, Uruguay, and Argentina. You're probably wondering, Barca boy, what are your thoughts on BarcaOne? Do you like using it? Do you know how's the platform? I got no idea. It's not available in Canada. I have not used it whatsoever. I'm thinking, oh my god, all these game replays, insider documentaries, you know, press conferences. I've got none of it. It's not out in Canada yet, so I cannot give you my opinion. It looks great. Never used it. How's it not available in Canada? Yo, I gotta talk to my boy Pablo. Tell him like, yo, get this in Canada ASAP so I can bloody use it. But hopefully they can, you know, make it more available into the wide bar scheme of the world as well. So it's only available right now, of course, in Europe, America, Mexico. So they got America and Mexico, but not Canada. I don't know. And then you got some of the South American countries in Brazil, Uruguay, and Argentina. So good. At least it's, you know, it's better than Barca TV Plus. It's now making more money and it's you know, a more healthier environment, which is all good. But hopefully they make it available in more countries soon. So that was my reaction to the Barcelona news over the past 48 hours. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and of course leave me your thoughts down below in the comments on everything we discussed. The main thing I want first, of course, is your thoughts on Barcelona's contingency plan for the upcoming summer, of course. Firstly, returning to the 1-1 rule, then going for the pivot, then going for the left winger. Your thoughts on who we should go for in the pivot, thoughts on the load of Xavi Simons, would you do it or not? Thirdly, your thoughts on the potential big sales. If we had to make one big sale this summer to an important player, who would you do it to and why and for what price as well? And finally, your thoughts on the whole entire situation of Vitor Roque and what your personal decision would be in regards to his future. And of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below if you haven't already. If you did make it to the end of this video, thank you for dealing with my absolutely stuffed nose. Hopefully it'll be cleared up in the next few days, and I will see you guys next time on the channel. Take care and Forza Barca.
Yeah.